2023 provided us with great stories in sports. Now I'm hoping that 2024 provides us with even better stories, and that's why I have 10 wishes for 2024.
I got a feel-good story for you. What else do you want the man to do? We're counting down the best plays. How do you define success?
George Wrighster.
Number 10, can we finally get Mike Trout a playoff win? Not even a World Series, just a playoff win. Because he's missed the last 65% of the regular season games that the Angels have played since he won his third AL MVP in 2019. And 2024 will be the 10-year anniversary of his lone playoff appearance, where he went 1 for 12 in a 3-game sweep. And the man has never even won a single playoff game, and one of the best careers in baseball history is in the process of being lost both due to injury and a miserable franchise. And I'm trying to speak some good into existence here, not for the Angels because I don't care about them, but for Trout. I want to see Mike Trout in the postseason, and I don't care what team he has to force his way out to make that happen. Number 9, I want a great coach for the Chargers who can coach and lead Justin Herbert. Now, what do the Los Angeles Chargers have to do to turn all that talent into a functional team capable of playing defense and holding on to leads? Because Brandon Staley came to this franchise as a defensive specialist and put together one of the worst defenses on earth over the last 3 years. And his in-game decision-making was putrid, and he wasted years of Justin Herbert's talent. And I don't believe the haters out there. Herbert is a really special talent. I just need a coach for him that can use his talent instead of squandering it. Number 8, my next wish is Caleb Williams to be drafted by the Washington Commanders or end up on the Commanders by trade. Now, no disrespect to Sam Howell. He's actually pretty good, but 2/3 of the league would toss their quarterback out for the window of the chance to draft the 2022 Heisman winner. And I'd love to see Caleb Williams in the NFC East playing for his hometown team and making that franchise relevant again. You know that part owner Magic Johnson is an LA guy who has had a close-up look at Williams the last few years, and if anybody knows the star when he sees one, it's Magic. Caleb Williams has the talent to fit in and succeed on most franchises, but the Bears have ruined so many quarterbacks over the years that I'd rather just see him in burgundy and gold and take my chances that way. Number 7, I'm wishing for uniform name, image, and likeness legislation or rules that can be enforced. Because if the NCAA had put half the energy that they put into fighting student-athlete compensation of any kind into a plan for uniform NIL legislation, college sports wouldn't be the free-for-all mess that it is today. And I get that people hate what college football and basketball in particular have become, but it's the lack of uniform policy and NIL standards that is allowing schools to illegally recruit and players to neglect parts of their financial contracts and the schools to not uphold them as well. That's how you end up with kids playing for 4 different schools in 4 years. Do you have schools coordinating with NIL collectives that they are technically not supposed to be in communication with, asking already cash-strapped fans to up their support in order to retain players, but offering no transparency on what the money is going to or where or why? Anybody with half a brain knows that this isn't sustainable and that we need leaders and a plan in place to restore order to college sports while honoring the fact that anybody making a dime anywhere in this industry is doing so on the backs of student athletes. Number 6, I want to stop talking about referees. Now, either a couple of things need to happen. Either referees in basketball, football, baseball, hockey, whatever that you want, they all either need to get better, or we need to stop showing so many replays, because people talked about replay, that was going to stop all the controversies in sports. No, it's actually only changed the arguments, because now with all the slow-mos, high-speed cameras, we get a chance to see every single angle. That means that we get a chance to see things that the officials don't in real time, and then we get a chance to criticize them. But if you've never stood on the field for a professional game and see how fast these dudes are and how crafty they are, and the referees don't have your angles, oh, how could he miss that? Very easily, man. If you stood down there, it would be incredible. So either one or two things needs to happen. We either need to get rid of the amount of replays that we show, because then people won't fight about it as much, but then they'll be pissed at the broadcast team. Or number 2, the referees have to get better. We have to go AI, something. Number 5, this wish has been on the wish list for over a decade, and that is uniform college football scheduling. We need this. We don't need some conferences playing 8 conference games while others play 9. Some people playing 10, 11, 12 Power 5 games. Some people playing 8. It's ridiculous. It has to stop somewhere. It is so difficult to judge apples against apples when the schedules don't even look the same. And then people judging on historical data. Oh, this school was so good years ago, this conference. Well, things change from year to year. And I've talked about on many videos how it is schedule manipulation that happens with the difference in the schedules. And we need uniformity so we can judge college football fairly, baby. Number 4, after what women's college basketball gave us in 2023, I'm hoping that 2024 is even better. And I need Iowa and LSU in the women's college basketball final. I love a good rivalry. Bird versus Magic, Yankees, Red Sox, Jim Harbaugh versus the NCAA. Having a hero and a heel makes everything more interesting. And that's why I'm praying that we get to the end of the women's college basketball season with a chance to see Iowa and Caitlin Clark take on the murderous row of Angel Reese, Flu J. Johnson, Haley Van Lith, and the rest of the LSU Tigers. Hell, I'll even shoot for this matchup in the Final Four as long as we get to see Raven Johnson and South Carolina try to get revenge on Clark and Iowa for last year's disrespectful wave off. Number 3, in 2024, my wish, and I hope it's not even a wish, this just needs to happen. Oregon hoisting a national championship with Dylan Gabriel, the quarterback, on the Heisman stage. That would bring 2024 a glorious year. And this is not for me as much as it is for Uncle Phil Knight, who's been so philanthropic to not only the Oregon program, but Oregon State, Stanford, and other programs as well. I would love to see that man get a national championship for his hard work. And yeah, it works for me too, baby. Number 2, people finally admitting that LeBron James is the GOAT. I know this one seems next to impossible because people don't like to let common sense get in the way of their argument, but every year people make concessions. I was a never LeBron guy, and now he's the GOAT guy. He's already past being the best forward of all time. He's already the most durable NBA star of all time. He already is the top scoring player in history. He has titles with 3 different teams, and like Tom Brady, has 3 different Hall of Fame careers. And he's about to be the first dude under 6'10" to collect 11,000 rebounds since Dennis Rodman passed the mark in 97. And in 24, I want people to finally let go of the hate that's in their heart and admit that LeBron James is that guy. Number 1, the next wish has been on the wish list for over a decade, and that's the release of the EA NCAA game, which would be 2025. Now, real college football fans know that the biggest casualty in the war for fair compensation for college football players when it comes to their name, image, and likeness is the loss of the beloved EA Sports video game franchise NCAA. The last time that this game came out, the current graduating class of 2024 was in 1st grade. And that maybe you've been one of those hardcore gamers that held on to the PS3 disc and manually updated your rosters year over year. But most people have been waiting on this like Star Wars fans waiting for the second trilogy to drop. I can't wait to see what EA comes up with, but this game better not be a whole glitchy mess because the internet streets will eat those fine folks at EA Sports alive because we've been waiting far too long.